Forget everything you know about Jesus. Jesus the man, Jesus the son, Jesus the kid who from age 12 went on a journey of education, of becoming who was he meant to become. Someone who was learning the healing arts in India, in Tibet, and eventually ended up in Egypt. Now, why Egypt? Well, because the School of Mysteries was located there, right inside the Great Pyramid. And in this Great Pyramid, in this School of Mysteries, Jesus learned how not to be afraid by going through certain exercises that were meant to extract the fear out of him, like being in a tank of water and being held underwater for as long as possible so he could not fall into fear. That was the objective. Like, feel like you're about to die and don't be afraid. Because what happens when you're afraid? Well, you lose control. But not only that, your pulse starts to raise, it's panic sets in. And while you're underwater, you don't need those kinds of feelings, right? I mean, think about what a Navy SEAL goes through to learn how to, not have oxygen underwater. I've seen those exercises. They're the same type. Again, it is designed so you don't get scared, so you don't panic. Another exercise was being held in a tank of water in the dark. Another one being in a tank of water in the dark with crocodiles in it. And the sole objective was for you not to be afraid, not to fall into fear, not to fall into panic. Now, why is that important? Because fear is an illusion. Fear is an enchantment, an incantation, a black magic job that is done on you. An incantation or a trance where you end up hurting yourself on purpose. And you sit there and you're like, why am I hurting myself? Because essentially you're tearing yourself apart when you're scared, when you're afraid, when you resign to fear. When you decide, well, let's be afraid. Let's act on fear. You're literally tearing yourself apart. Now, why is that? Well, think about it. It's a trance. It's an illusion. It's something that you're aware is happening, but you can't explain it. It's like, why am I hurting myself? Why am I making myself feel badly? Why am I worrying so much? Why am I doubting so much? Yes, this is literally demonic possession. Doesn't it feel that way? I mean, just examine your own feelings. Use your intuition. Listen to your heart. What is it telling you? Because in this position, when you're afraid, basically, you hurt yourself on purpose. And this other side of yourself is asking, why am I doing that? So then you reach for things that make you feel good because you don't want to feel that way. So you start reaching for the drink or the smoke or something to inject yourself with or a pill to take because you want to feel good. Because feeling good is feeling God, right? Because that's your heritage. That's your true identity, to be godly. You're literally saying, Daddy, please take me with you. I'd rather be with you. But we do it in artificial ways and it doesn't last. And then afterwards you find out that these things that you're doing, the drink and the smoke and the injections and the pills, all they're doing is harming yourself, hurting yourself again. And you're going, why am I hurting myself? Because you're in a trance. You're in an illusion. You're under an incantation, an enchantment, black magic, a black magic job. So who's handling this? The devil. You're literally being possessed by the devil. It's this dark force that takes over your actions, takes over your body to literally self-harm. It's like you're almost going, why are you punching yourself? Why are you punching yourself? That's what it is. Now trust me, I've been there many times. And anytime the disgusting head of fear starts to creep up, I put it down and I remember who I am. So I want you to do the same, because what is happening is that you are being possessed by a dark force who makes you harm yourself. It's literally the devil trying to get you to tear yourself apart. Now why is that? Maybe because the devil knows that your God in heaven loves you very dearly, and your mother here on earth takes care of you. But most importantly, that your Father in heaven loves you very dearly. And how do you think that makes the devil feel? Horrible. Because it knows that it could never be loved by God the same way. So that makes him feel all resentful, make him feel more afraid, so they seep deeper into darkness. Yeah. So the distance becomes that much greater. It wants to tear you apart because you're God's child. He's been doing that to all of us for the longest time. The devil hates humans, and the devil wants to destroy humans. And the way he does it is by becoming fear, coming into your body and taking over your actions, so you can tear yourself apart, do stupid things that will ruin your life. Fear is no good, because it's not God. So when you resign yourself to worry and doubt, I know it's hard because the society is built on it, but that's exactly my point. You see a whole bunch of people possessed by those dark forces that make them hurt themselves. But when you decide to go, hey, you know what? Not today, Satan. Not today, because I know who I really am. I know my heritage. And I know that I have a light that you want to extinguish, but it's not going to happen today. Not today, Satan. Guess what that makes? Guess what happens? The angels walk with you because you're within the light. You're within that reach where you can still be saved. So angels walk with you and demons respect you. They don't get in your way because they know you don't have fear within you. Because as long as you have your Father, there's no fear that you can fall into. You fear no evil, you fear no death. It's like that. Picture Jesus walking around. Those who would resonate with that light would follow him, and those who didn't would stay away. That's how it is. Fear is an illusion. Fear is a trance that makes you do stupid things, but worst of all, it makes you tear yourself apart. And I don't want you to tear yourself apart. Always follow the light. Hold the light. Hold the line.